Welcome, anime lady fans. How you guys doing? LegendDVash as always.
SamtheMangaMan.
And here down here below is
It's your boy RayApollo, and I wasn't throwing up gang signs. Those were ninja signs to summon up them hot theories that we've been dropping.
And we're here, as you see from the title, see from the thumbnail, we're here for some Boruto action for chapter 45. And we're here to do this coverage of the review. And let's get straight to it, guys. You know that your comment, like, subscribe by punching you in the face, press the notification too and everything, send the Rasengan to your face and everything. So, other than that, let's get straight to it. Ray, what did the theory come true of Jigen is possessed? He's a vessel for who? A parasite from an alien space. We're about to have some aliens coming out.
We got some space invaders. It's ninjas and aliens, man. I like what? Yes, please. We've seen cowboys and aliens. Now it's time for ninjas and aliens. I can't wait to see Naruto in space.
No lie.
I thought that's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, as long as the aliens are not xenomorph kind of fighting abilities, they're okay. They're okay. They're okay.
I mean, we haven't seen their true forms yet. I guarantee you that's some BS that's about to happen to them. They're gonna have monster forms.
No, like
this is not the first time they've invaded planets and absorbing to make foods and stuff.
It's curious to know how's it all gonna shape to be, and I 110,000% agree with Ray saying that we haven't seen the final form. We only see a bits and pieces of their forms, and they need to eat the chakra seed for them to really be at full, full stomach
to get their fill. Yeah.
So it's like
we got that a little bit from like Boruto's last arc when we learned about Kaguya and
a little bit, yeah.
And like she used the fruit, used the energy, and created her two sons and all that stuff. Like
it's just crazy that a lot of people were upset about this chapter. Like, oh, we kind of knew this, or I'm like, no, you fuckers, we did it.
I mean, I guess y'all are way smarter than I am. Because I did not see this coming.
Yeah, it's because this chapter is a chapter that actually confirms our theories that we thought about this. Before it was just theories like, oh, they're from aliens. Where are these creatures? Oh, they're from Moon. They were from there. Now, there's a chapter that confirms everybody, okay, they're 100% aliens. They're confirmed to be
They're not gods. They're aliens.
So a lot of people think, oh, they're gods from creatures from 1,000 years ago because Kaio's there. Now we know they go from planet to planet from all these years ago, and they plant these seeds, just like we had the 10 tails, just like we had Kage, just like we had the Hashirama and the twin sons or anything of the chakras. Now we know this, but it's really creepy to know that they go from planet to planet to destroy,
just eating people.
Well,
literally,
that's usually what aliens would do. Like they would just go into other planets to steal their resources and like move on to the next one into world domination. I mean,
I guess,
he did the same thing. He just did it for knowledge and intelligence,
but he preserved the planets, though.
Yeah, he
in his own way.
Exactly, but he preserved them,
and then he preserved by having kids, and then having many generations later for having Naruto Sasuke. So it's very intriguing of how his vision became into stopping his own plan of doing more to it. So was that his vision? Who knows?
Probably not, but I will say this was an interesting way that the story to take shape that I am actually thankful for. I'm not gonna lie, the traditional stuff I don't want to say is boring, but it was getting old. And so this could take this in a whole different direction that I don't think that we I know that we didn't anticipate, which is good. Like I like to be surprised. I don't want to. And if somebody was like, they've been dropping hints forever. They were very tiny, small, minuscule hints that didn't make sense. So I'm glad that this is
noticeable too.
Yeah, I'm glad that this is like a confirmation. And no, these are aliens that we're dealing with, and they're here to literally ravage the planet. That's why they're here.
This doctor, this very smart and intelligent doctor who created all these weapons, who created all these clones, he seems to know all the secrets.
He seems to know the most.
He's like the one that's like in the bread and
so
blood.
I want to know how. Like, when did he start to figure this out? How did he come into contact with them? How did he figure out their whole deal? Like
how they're like making him use them.
This is the history that I want to know. Like, how long has he been working with them? Like, this is what I want to know.
That, and I also want to somehow intertwine, even though he's not a villain no more and everything, but the person that would have known everything before is Orochimaru. Orochimaru used to know everything within the villages, within the.
I wonder if Orochimaru knew stuff about them.
That's what I'm curious about. Like, are they gonna bring in Orochimaru? Because right now we have Boruto and plus Kawaki outside seeing this, but we do not have Mitsuki. Mitsuki always knows a bit in pieces of everything because of his father/mother or Tomorrow. So I'm curious to know, did he know a bit of the Akatsuki clan and everything like that from the moon, the parasites, the aliens?
I mean, which if he didn't, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious
I feel
about
like
that.
it's like different like science departments kind of thing. With
Different types of
Orochimaru,
science.
it's
Yeah.
more of like a biology, chemistry kind of thing. When it comes to this doctor, it's more of a mechanical.
It's more technology. Yeah, like Android stuff.
Kind of stuff. And yeah, and that's fine. That's many different departments. Not one scientist has to know everything and anything.
Which I appreciate that, because then you get those characters are really boring and they become real plot divisive real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, let's just go back to that one character that knows everything. You know, so I appreciate. But I like this chapter a lot, and it seems like every time we have a chapter, like an information chapter like this, we tend to enjoy it a lot more. Like, don't get me wrong, we love the action, but like I love these information chapters because this is when they're telling the story. Like, I really appreciate that.
That, and I also want to piggyback on what you're 100% saying, is because with Boruto and the way Naruto ended, it just left a big hole of story where we like it, we was curious about it, but when we wanted to be expanded, and this chapter really expanded it. Where okay, so we got aliens, we got these creatures, we got these people coming in, but what's the end goal? Okay, they want to eat us because we could feed them. So we got this information and we enjoy it more because it's not just about fighting these type of creatures no more, anything like that. So I like that very much, that we got this information heavy, and with how Naruto as a Hokage handled this interrogation very well. He handled it as very simple-minded, even knowing that his right-hand man, son, is in danger. He handled very level-headed.
Calmly,
I'm very proud of that.
Well,
I was impressed. I was like, okay, this is Hokage Naruto, which
you can't let a child die in this situation, and especially not your like one of your best friends like son. It's like you have to like, all right, he's the future. Like your child's the future. You can't just have your future to die like that. That's like the game of shogi. You can't. The king is really the next generation of kids that you grow up with, and that's what Shikamaru has learned as throughout the entire show.
And I mean, Shikamaru is upset, rightly so, because there's a bomb strapped to his son's neck. You know, he has every right to be upset right now. So I'm just really curious. We have to know now where Koji comes from. Where the heck? Okay, I gotta know. I want to know, especially since he was created.
Let's jump into it
to kill him.
Let's jump into it since you brought up Kojin. He's right now having a conversation. Try having some coffee. Just with Jigen right there. He's like, hey, so talk to me about it. Tell me the truth, man to man. He said, yeah, what's up? You planned all this for Kawaki to escape. You destroyed the airship to land right next to the Leaf Village and everything. And then what was it? He like, what you mean? Like, don't give me the bullshit line. I know you did it. And then after that, he said, all right, he came to kill Jigen. Jigen tried to kill Kojin. He did a Shadow Clone Jutsu, and then he said, I was made to destroy you. How do you guys feel about that?
So I love that Koji, they actually, like, Jigen didn't actually know their motives. Like, he didn't actually know, which means this has been pretty well executed then. Like, if he didn't know, I'm like, okay, cool. So now we get to see how he was created to kill him, because I mean that obviously means that
the doctor himself,
right? Like he's got specific modifications, to best Jigen in this weakened state is my guess, but I don't know. Maybe he's been there long enough where he got just enough power where he'll be strong enough to
or maybe not really enough to beat him, but he's enough where he could buy enough time where the doctor can make the agreement with.
Well, I guess what's the point? What are they trying to? What I want to know now is, what is the doctor's angle? What does he want them to do for him? At this point, like after he gets what he wants, essentially, what's he going to do about this? Like he said that they had
to counteract the karma.
I'm wondering,
it definitely has to connect.
He found out the conclusions, like it's whoever put the karma onto Jigen that he became the otsutsuki.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the doctor, like, if there's a way to counteract the karma effect, because we know right now this is the bad side of karma. This is the con side where you're not going to be in control. someone that's gonna possess you and take over your body and take control. Same
Well, I
thing
mean,
with
I'm
Boruto
assuming we get to
right
see
now.
Momoshiki again real soon, by the way.
And from what we remember, Boruto must have taken control over Momoshiki in the future, because from what we've read in the first chapter of the series of this one of Boruto, he has control of the karma. He has control of all of the whole tattoo thing going over his body. So that means he took control of Momoshiki, or he has to deal with him, just like the whole thing with Nine Tails.
Yeah,
right.
Karuma, kind of like
Naruto. So
kind of feeling that Naruto had with Karuma. Now Boruto has to do it with Momoshiki.
I mean, it makes sense, you know.
Right?
I just want to see how do we get to that point, because I mean that was the point. Like they were smart to do it that way, because that got me interested in the series in the first place.
Yeah, I'm like,
I mean, it's not as bad because at least Boruto still have his parents,
right?
You don't have to go through the whole like shun, bad trauma.
I mean, well, he did have a bad relationship with his dad, but you know that was.
That's more of a choice in there. That's more of a choice.
He has his little
I don't know. They both made that choice. They obviously could have worked through that, but they just didn't until it was too late, and then they had to.
But for me, it's interesting for the scientist, for him to be here. His reasoning is that he has to also help my man Kawaki, because remember his arm is not working right now correctly.
That's
so
true. He can fix Kawaki.
He could fix Kawaki. That's one that he's here for. Two, he's also interested in Boruto because he knows that Boruto has the karma as well. Because remember, when Kojin told him that, oh, this boy also has karma, so he might also see that who possessed Boruto and what's the reasoning. So maybe he's interested for those two things, and maybe to work with Naruto and Sasuke, since they have both the abilities to maybe stop Kojin. No, not Kojin. To subjugate. Okay. So maybe that's a possible reason why those three things has to happen for him to work with this. And also, I love the skills he has, because Madu has a whole turtle as well, and he could just project his eye, but still be handcuffed, but just be like this. Oh yeah, sorry, on the glass, and just be having his whole eye to wink. Like, this dude is intelligent into 100 times to anybody that we've met.
He knows a lot
and everything. Like, who's to say he's not a whole entire android himself either? Because he's very good with all these technologies and stuff. And I'm wondering, like, usually when you have all these technologies and weapons and stuff, you might think about, hey, what if I were to make myself into an android robot and get more superpowers, kind of thing, a little bit stronger, where I'm not as defective, or I could be just like the clones, where even if this clone dies, its memories will go into the next clone and be able to regenerate, come out with a new body, that sort of thing. If he's able to do that, like literally produce a real clone as a body replacement, what's to say that he doesn't have a body replacement himself for his own clone?
That's 100%. And to add to that is that I'm curious, because I'm a bit sad in chapter page 29. He the scientist said, yes, everything I've already said is just the preface. The important part starts now. And then right there, he got cut off for the glasses because of the intermission of what happened with Kojin and plus Jigen. I'm curious now, what's the important parts now? What's the next part that we're going to learn more information about? Since for us, as the audience, as the fans, we just learn a lot of information about the confirmation, about the parasites, the aliens, the whole going from space to planet and there to eat. This was all a preface. This was all confirmation. Now, what's the real information that we're about to learn?
What's the end game? Yeah, that's what we really want to see. Because I mean, well, I guess we know the end game is to build up this chakra seed and plant it and get the fruit to eat, so they can then go about their own business. So yeah, what's going to happen next at this point? Now that we know their plan, what's the plan to stop them?
That's the part I'm curious about. And plus, I want to give some light to our man Shikamaru as well. The way he acted against the doctor, against the scientist, like, hey, give me back my son and everything. Like, people forget that as much as it is for Shikamaru, he was an ex-general, and he also killed the guy that killed his sensei Asuma as well. So people forget that he was brutal as well.
I mean, not brutal. He knows when he has to. He knows when he has to take a life. Exactly.
Yeah. So I love that he showed his, like, hey, as much as he may be a right-hand man for the Hokage, as much as he may be an ex-general, he still is a father, right?
He's still a human. That. Yep.
So that was very beautiful about that chapter, to actually show that he's still a father. He's still a human being. He still has emotions, no matter in the dire position they are in right now.
But yeah, for sure, I can't wait to know even more. Also to see that you're gonna need this level of a villain will have this much almost like a world destroying power because Naruto and Sasuke, they're both basically like planet destroyers themselves.
They can be.
So you need a villain that's also a planet destroyer himself, or else draining the other planets to get in your powers just to even to at least.
I mean, you've got to scale the threat to the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
100% agree.
Like,
And
I mean, like they could just be like Frieza, like, all right, I know I can't beat you, but I could destroy the planet and everybody in it. That's all.
You're right. Maybe that's what they took. Maybe that's what they decided to do. It's like, well, since we can't eat it, we might as well get rid of it.
that is very true. That's a good point.
It'll be a threat to them, like in the future later on. And like, if I can't eat you, I'll just destroy you, so that no one else can come and get you.
Then we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, exactly. Who's to say there isn't even more Otsutsukis around in the galaxy, in the universe?
Right.
The thing too.
Speaking about Planet Universe, quick stretch theory before we end on the review here. What do you guys think of the possible far-fetched theory of Samurai 8 joining with, since they said planet, space, and everything? You think just a whole random Hachimaru might be joining out of nowhere, or Anne coming out of nowhere? Anything here?
I don't know. I know they would probably make a really cool nod to him potentially now that they've added space to like as another layer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, but I don't know. Then it's like all these people are whack because ain't nobody gonna be as strong as anybody from that universe. So
Exactly.
that's what I was curious to ask.
Like,
what you guys think about it?
Name of a power or some ability thing from Samurai 8 and put it into Boruto. That's what I'm thinking that they're gonna do. Like add like something that you've seen in Samurai 8. Now they're gonna put it into Boruto. At least have it more better use, and at least Kishimoto could like, yeah, this ability was actually a very interesting, very cool ability that would have been great if the Samurai 8 series continue. But since it's not, I'll give it to the Boruto series where they can actually better use this. Maybe they can better use this ability, have the popularity where a lot more people will be able to read what's going to read this. And then a whole lot of people is like, oh my God, this ability is crazy broken. It's crazy cool. How come I never seen it before? It's because it never had the chance to be written into Samurai from Samurai 8. So
makes sense. So that I see a possibility with that, Sam. So I do see that. And last thing, what do you like about the design for Code?
I mean, interesting.
Okay, so yeah, I just want to get that before anybody asks in the comments that we didn't mention Code or anything like that. So that's why I want to ask real quick.
I mean, it was so brief that it was
so
like
small.
I didn't really. It was like, okay, cool, he exists. We've been wondering where the other member was, and it's like
guard
there he is.
dog. And the reason why the guard dog was there is because Sasuke was able to sneak in to see all that information and stuff.
I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I will venture to say that the design is kind of weird, but it's like, I don't know.
I feel like he's one of those characters that's one of those crazy ones that we're gonna see down the line to just do something insane. But that's just more for us to see down the line. Yeah. So who knows?
Maybe.
Thoughts?
Like, didn't Jigen thought that it was Sasuke that he thought that Sasuke was the one that beat Boro?
Yes, he did.
Dude?
Yep, they've all assumed that Sasuke was.
They don't know about Boruto and
Momoshiki. Yep, they don't know about that. And
and I think the doctor is the only one that has a clue that
correct.
It wasn't Sasuke. It's definitely Boruto and his son, especially because of the karma ability. It's more like he knows a little bit more in depth of the karma ability than Jigen.
Yeah, I foresee Boruto Shiki kind of being the one to take care of a lot of our problems in this one. Yeah.
Like, eventually it'll be revealed. Like hidden information. Like some enemy, like he was badly wounded, but he's still alive, and he's able to go into enemy lines, tell them the information, and all that stuff. That's typical, almost shonen manga series where like, all right, there's always that one bad guy we forgot to kill, or he just somehow escaped, and now he leaked all the information what's been going on of how the heroes won this fight and won this battle. And you have the villains having to plan out and figure out like, what's the best way with abilities? What's his vulnerability? How much strength can we use from him that we can drain from him? That sort of thing. It's good. I like it. It always works for me, and I enjoy that kind of series in a way, because at least it helps builds up the main villain and bad guy, give him a chance to see how even more smart than he can really be, and how much he can strategize into the next following fight. And of course, having more pawns in his hands. Like right now, like I don't know for sure if these clones can match up the Akatsukis at the moment, and at the moment, not really. Not
We don't
yet.
know. We can't tell. Like that power skill is very different between a karma to a chakra right now. So it's.
I mean, because
very different.
any Boruto fan say, well, the karma is way stronger. But they'll tell you that every single time.
And plus, it's also about skill set. How much can they use the karma? How much can they use the chakra? We have seen Itachi Uchiha doing some crazy shit, and he's Itachi Uchiha. So it's just
insane shit.
So it's like it's all on perspective and all about power scale and what we have seen and what we have heard. So it's all here and there's of what we can really speak about. But Ray, Sam, any more thoughts about the chapter? Any more comments? Any more things we guys have?
Who knows, man? Maybe Sakura will figure it out and everything will be fine.
Not a good joke there. No.
It was the best joke. You're right.
Yeah, you're right. But Sam, how about you? Do you think Sakura will do something about, some planet destroying powers?
All she has to do is punch the planet and it'll break in half.
Have you seen her in any of these panels? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't see anything from her. I didn't see any of it.
I mean, have you seen Sasuke either?
Yo, Sasuke was here.
Sasuke got one shot. He's done.
That's true. But we're all good here then?
Yeah, we're good.
That's good. Good chapter. A good chapter overall. I like this one. Now I really want the next 3, honestly.
Yes.
It's definitely for sure. So other than that, guys, coming up with your thoughts about the chapter. What did you guys think about it? Let us know your feedback, your theories, your thoughts. Are we wrong? Is Sakura gonna destroy the whole Kutsuki and be a planet free without no problems? Who knows? Let us know in the comment section below. Like the video as well. Glad appreciate it. And if you want more anime content, press that subscribe button. Throw a little shuriken, a little rasengan, a little chidori. Let us know what you guys thought about it. Other than that, guys, tell you next time.
Peace.